The very first thing, number one, that I'll say to do is build a peace of mind fund.
A peace of mind fund.
This is not about maths. It's not the mathematically optimal thing to do, but it is the psychological. Because as we've discussed, money is as much about emotions as it is about numbers.
Nischa emphasizes that the first step in personal finance is to create a peace of mind fund, which covers 1 month of your essential living expenses. This fund is not about optimizing returns or mathematical precision, but about providing emotional security. Life inevitably throws curveballs, unexpected expenses like car repairs or broken boilers, and having this fund means you can handle these without additional financial stress. Statistically, having this fund puts you ahead of 59% of Americans and 30% of people in the UK who cannot cover a $1,000 emergency expense. The Peace of Mind Fund is foundational because it reduces anxiety and provides a buffer that allows you to make clearer financial decisions without panic. It's a psychological anchor that helps people feel in control of their finances, which is often overlooked in traditional financial advice that focuses solely on numbers.
Step two, this is where we do move into the mathematical optimal thing. This is you cut the financial bleeding.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is I get so many times people ask me, Nisha, I have 4,000, 5,000 sitting in my bank account. What should I do with it? And my first question back to them is, do you have any high interest rate debt?
After establishing a peace of mind fund, Nischa advises focusing on eliminating high-interest debt, especially anything above 8%. She explains that having savings earning a low interest rate while carrying credit card debt at 20% is counterproductive. It's like pouring water into a bucket with holes. The strategy is to make minimum payments on all debts, but throw any extra money at the highest interest rate debt first, then move downwards. This approach stops the financial bleeding caused by high interest charges and frees up money for future investing. Nischa also clarifies that credit card use can be beneficial if managed correctly, paying off the balance in full monthly to earn rewards without incurring interest. This step is crucial because it stabilizes your financial foundation and prevents unnecessary loss of wealth through interest payments.
Number three is build your emergency buffer.
Okay.
So this is your core living expenses that we've already calculated in step one. And you want to times that by 3 if you are single, you have predictable income.
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to times it by 6 if you are head of household, you have a mortgage, you have unpredictable income.
Nischa highlights the importance of building an emergency buffer beyond the Peace of Mind Fund. This buffer should cover 3 to 6 months of core living expenses, depending on your personal circumstances, such as income predictability and dependence. This fund protects you against major life disruptions like job loss or health issues. Research from Vanguard shows that having this buffer improves emotional well-being more than earning a high income, as it provides stability and reduces financial stress. Many people, even those earning 6 figures, live paycheck to paycheck without this cushion, which leads to anxiety. The emergency buffer is a critical step that allows you to weather financial storms without derailing your long-term goals.
So that's when you want to move on to step 4, and that is investing.
Okay, so you don't want to save, you don't want to oversave.
You don't want to oversave. Know when to stop saving and start investing.
And when does one start investing and stop saving?
After they've saved a 3 to 6 months of their living expense.
Nischa stresses that saving alone is insufficient for building wealth, especially given rising costs of living and inflation. After securing your peace of mind fund and emergency buffer and paying off high-interest debt, the next step is investing. Investing allows your money to grow through compounding returns, which is essential for long-term financial goals like retirement. She warns against investing prematurely without adequate savings, as market downturns combined with emergencies could force you to sell investments at a loss or incur debt. The key is to have a solid financial foundation before entering the market, ensuring you can stay invested for the long haul and harness the power of compounding growth.
My principle with investing is very, very simple, and it's just keep it simple and do it for the long term. So I say index funds and target date retirement funds is what you want to invest in.
Nischa advocates for straightforward investment strategies centered on long-term growth and simplicity. She recommends investing primarily in index funds, such as the S&P 500 or FTSE 100, which provide diversified exposure to a broad range of companies, reducing risk. Target date retirement funds are also recommended, as they automatically adjust the risk profile as you approach retirement, becoming more conservative over time. This approach helps investors avoid emotional reactions to market volatility, which often leads to poor timing decisions. She highlights that the best investors are those who buy and hold, allowing their investments to compound over decades. This strategy is accessible to all income levels and is the most reliable way to build wealth over time.
Think of your income as a river and your specific milestones, life milestones, as buckets across the river. So you have retirement, you have your house deposit, you have your car payment that you're all saving up for. Those buckets will fill up faster the quicker and wider that river is. That is your income that's coming through.
Nischa emphasizes that increasing your income is the most effective way to accelerate wealth building. She uses the metaphor of income as a river feeding various financial goals, buckets. The wider and faster the river, the quicker those buckets fill. She advises focusing on increasing income before investing if you have limited funds, as a higher income provides more disposable money to save and invest. Strategies to increase income include asking for pay raises with evidence of your contributions, switching jobs for higher pay, and developing new skills. She also highlights the gender pay gap and encourages women to be proactive in salary negotiations. Increasing income not only boosts your financial capacity, but also accelerates your journey toward financial freedom.
We put a lot of pressure on people today that as soon as they start working, they need to get onto that property ladder. But there's ways to build wealth that don't require you to be in the real estate game.
Nischa challenges the societal pressure to buy property early as the primary wealth-building strategy. She explains that while homeownership offers psychological comfort and forced savings through mortgage payments, it is not the only or necessarily the best way to build wealth. She shares her own experience where investing in the stock market, particularly the S&P 500, outperformed the appreciation of her property. Renting can sometimes be cheaper than buying, depending on the area, and the difference saved can be invested to build wealth. She encourages people to run the numbers carefully and consider investing in tax-advantaged accounts like ISAs or Roth IRAs as viable alternatives or complements to property investment.
We definitely all have a unique relationship with money, and a lot of it comes from our upbringing. It's like an invisible backpack that we carry that we don't even realize that we're carrying it.
Nischa highlights that money is as much emotional as it is numerical. Our attitudes toward money are shaped by childhood experiences, family conversations, and cultural background, often unconsciously influencing how we earn, spend, save, and invest. This invisible backpack can carry limiting beliefs or fears that hold people back financially. Recognizing and understanding these emotional drivers is crucial to changing money habits and building wealth. She also discusses the ostrich effect, where people avoid looking at their finances due to fear, which only worsens financial stress. Addressing the emotional side of money enables people to make more intentional and empowered financial decisions.
The top two reasons why people argue or why couples argue is money and sex. And when it comes to money, it's lack of transparency, lack of openness, and lack of shared goals together.
Nischa explains that money is a leading cause of conflict in relationships, often due to poor communication and mismatched financial values. She advises couples to have open, empathetic conversations about money beliefs, spending habits, and financial goals early on. Understanding each other's money mindset, such as attitudes towards saving, spending, and debt, can prevent misunderstandings. She recommends maintaining both a team fund for shared expenses proportional to income and individual me funds to preserve autonomy and personal spending freedom. This balance fosters trust and reduces tension. Nischa also touches on the importance of financial transparency and suggests that merging finances completely may not be ideal for everyone, especially if money personalities differ significantly.
The biggest risk isn't quitting my job. The biggest risk is letting this once in a lifetime opportunity pass me by and never knowing where that path could have taken me.
Nisha shares her personal journey of leaving a high-paying, secure investment banking career to pursue financial mentoring and content creation. Despite an 84% pay cut and uncertainty, she prioritized purpose and impact over security. She stresses the importance of calculated risks and aligning money with life goals. Nisha encourages spending more time on the path you want rather than listening to naysayers, and to silence external doubts by focusing on your inner voice. She also highlights the concept of reversible decisions. If you can go back if it doesn't work out, you should take the leap. This mindset can help overcome fear and regret, enabling people to pursue more fulfilling careers or ventures.
I think that would be a great starting point to understand, what do I need to do if I'm absolutely clueless? That's not to say ChatGPT is always correct. As you probably know, there's some errors in it. So take it with a pinch of salt.
Nisha acknowledges the growing role of AI tools like ChatGPT in democratizing access to financial advice. AI can analyze personal financial data, provide budgeting tips, suggest saving strategies, and recommend investment approaches tailored to individual circumstances. However, she cautions that AI is not infallible and should be used as a starting point rather than a sole source of guidance. The human emotional component remains critical in money management. AI can help people overcome initial barriers to financial literacy by offering accessible, personalized insights. But users should combine AI advice with trusted human expertise and their own judgment.
It's called the 65-20-15. And it's 3 numbers that anyone should know when it comes to money and their own personal finance.
Okay, 65, 20, 15. Okay.
And the way it works is the idea of it is to take your net income. This is your take-home pay after you pay taxes, not the number on your job description. The number after you pay state contribution, all other taxes.
Nisha introduces the 65-20-15 rule as a straightforward budgeting framework. According to this rule, 65% of your net income should cover core living expenses like rent, utilities, groceries, and minimum debt payments. 20% is allocated for discretionary or fun spending, activities and purchases that bring joy and fulfillment. The remaining 15% is dedicated to future you, meaning savings, investments, and extra debt repayments. This model helps people balance present enjoyment with future security. Nisha notes that these percentages can be adjusted based on individual circumstances, especially for those living paycheck to paycheck. But the key is to build consistent habits around saving and spending aligned with your financial goals.